As you all are figuring yourselves during the journey towards Jericho Station, as you reach civilization, Mr. Morden approaches the captain. Uh, Captain Zadora, a word, if you do not mind. During this 2-week journey, he has gained much of luster in his body. He seems healthier of face. There is a certain bit of roundness over what used to be a couple of holes on his cheeks, and the sharp cheekbones have mellowed out some, and his dark hair has definitely gotten a lot more sheen into it. Do you have a moment, Captain?
Of course. Please step into my stateroom and we can discuss things. I'm happy to see that you're looking in much better shape than we last saw you. Come.
Much. Your crew has been most kind to me and my needs. You have taken the fresh vegetables are something of a marvel when it comes to spacefaring. Uh, I am glad to know you are providing so well for your crew. And he follows into the stateroom, looking around at the luxury of it and standing in the doorway a bit in awe before closing it behind him and walking in to take a seat. Uh, yes, Captain Zadora. Uh, uh, the IPX has requested that I'd be dropped off at Earth at soonest possibility. They do. I do believe they have promised you a reward of some hand gesture of 1.6 million credits.
Uh, of course, we'll be happy to get you home as speedily as possible. It's been an ordeal for you. What else can I do for you? Just did IPX want you to return to Earth Force sort of post haste?
To Earth specifically. Mars, the transfer point on Io would be sufficient, though. No need to travel the distance between the jump gate and Earth, but if you would be kind enough to do that travel, it would mean I would consider it a personal favor. Not that I have much to offer, but that does lead to a question. What do you want?
Uh, what, in the future, we're not silly men aboard the ship. We do know that IPX has been reaching out for a variety of things, and this ship has been unusual and unlisted. And we feel with our track record that continued discretion and involvement with IPX clandestine objectives would be mutually beneficial going forth. So basically, give us more jobs. We know you're up to something. Give us more jobs.
So you want more assignments? I am sure that can be arranged. I will have a word with my superiors, and once I reach Earth, definitely there will be much more where that came from. But as let us ask you as a person, what do you want?
I would like to live long in prosperity. Can we cut aside? I just have to think about it.
No,
it's a very personal question.
There's no rush for the answer, Captain. We can have this discussion another day. But thank you for considering it. I must, though, report to Mr. Malone for my physical. So thank you for your time. We'll talk later. And he stands up and gives a nod and leaves to have an encounter with Mellow. The basic to see how well he's adjusted to having more sustenance, and he has gained substantial amount of weight from the emaciated man he was a few weeks ago. Nothing alarming, but maybe cut back on the fat and salt for a while. However, as he's being treated, he asks Malone, Malone, what do you want?
Oh, that is a question. There's really only one thing that I want, more than anything else. And it's time to spend with my son, William Shatner Malone. Billy. I really miss him. Almost everything that I do is for him. Don't really get a chance to see him much. I mean, now that Earth, my other wish is, now that Earth has been, I don't know, for the most part taken care of. We're no longer at war. We're safe. Now I just want to spend some time with my family.
And why don't you? Why are you out here in space instead of with your son?
Karen, she's in the way, I have an ex-wife. We don't quite see eye to eye. She makes it hard for me.
I understand your feelings. Though I did lose my own wife recently. Enough about me. Thank you for your care, Mr. Malone. And with those words, he leaves Malone alone, and just as you're approaching Jericho Station for refueling, he walks up to Mr. Cortez. Mr. Cortez.
Yes.
I'm sorry to bother you, but could we have a private conversation for a bit?
Sure. Come this way. We'll talk in my stateroom.
Thank you. It is just a simple question. Since you did since you were part of saving me and all, what do you want?
I turn to him and I'm looking at him and I go, me as an individual or me as part of my family? Can I clarify?
I do believe the question is rather simple. What do you want?
I want the power to decide my fate without having to kowtow to anyone else. The power there where certain individuals that have stepped in my way will regret the choices they have made in their life without anything coming back towards me, because people are afraid to step in my direction.
That is definitely an interesting answer. That was all. Thank you for your time, Mr. Coulthers.
I just as you're about to go, and I just go, actually, I would trade all of that just to have Karis's head at my feet. He kicked me out of the bloody fleet because he's a fool. And his family protected him.
But
If I-
perhaps one day you will get what you wish for. Good day, Mr. Coulter. And he smiles, nodding, and leaving quarters.
just before he leaves, I go, as you're asking me what do I want, what do you want?
He he smiles, turning back and saying, I want to give people the things they deserve. And then turning back and walking out, leaving leaving you alone.
So I asked this Morden fella about what happened. He can't tell us much about that anyways.
I'm just gonna go. He's a bit weird for a human, is he not?
More than a little bit.
Yes.
Did he?
I figure he's just been a little cooped up and crazy, you know. It's gonna take him a while to get. There's a lot of trauma.
Did he ask any of you what did you want?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, he did. I couldn't answer him on the spot. You know, it's a very personal question to ask one's a recent acquaintance.
Is it?
Did he
Well,
ask you
yes.
all this?
He asked me that when he was in my stateroom.
Come to think about it, he did ask me about that. Yeah. I mean, I figure he's just being friendly and all. I like to share stuff anyways.
But it is a
Strange.
bit single-minded of a human to ask. Just out of curiosity, was his wording exactly, what do you want?
I can't remember.
Yes. Femi, I know it's impolite, but I don't suppose at any stage you did the old tap tap, wink wink, nudge nudge. Know what I mean? To our guest, did you? I know we discussed his experiences, but you didn't delve any deeper.
Captain, right now I think he's too weak for that. Any going into his brain might mess up his recovery.
Nah,
Well,
and
I'd hate to answer for you, Femi. I mean, you know more about that than I do.
I say do not touch him in any way. I think, I don't know, there's just something, the way he talked and the way he asked that question.
I have language at a 0. Do I know anything about like natural syntax in spoken galactic common or whatever it is?
Well, spoken galactic common, as you know, it is called English.
Oh, yeah, of course. English, yeah. Yeah. So, what was his way of speaking somewhat unnatural? Now that I think back.
The question is a rather plain one. It is indeed, what do you want? But as far as you know, there was a certain impetus behind the voice. Sort of like begging the question to give it a deeper thought. Other than
this.
that,
I'm just a little miffed. Nobody asked me what I want.
Femi, did he not ask you? Have you not
No.
talked to him?
Has he been avoiding you out of curiosity? Have you seen much of the man?
Seemingly.
Maybe not. Maybe he's going around the other crew.
oh,
Guys, why are we being so suspicious? Here's a man
as
we
as
rescued from
Femi
near
thinks
death.
about it, he doesn't remember the man ever running from him, but he doesn't really remember many occasions that he has been in the same room during the 2 weeks. Could be that he's been resting, or could be that he's avoiding him.
I mean, but who doesn't, shirk at the psychic guy?
Yep, that is
Well, I
pretty
like to
natural.
think-
Most people don't like psychics.
Relatively accepting here.
You guys have fun. Whatever you decide to do, I leave it in your hands. And I walk away and go directly to go find our friend.
Let's see where this goes.
Meanwhile,
Cool.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for
meanwhile,
that.
as you are considering these options, a Femi arrives at the door for Mr. Morden's quarters. And
I'm not rude. I knock or ring the bell.
well, soon enough, there is. Please enter.
I walk in.
Mr. Tran, what an unexpected surprise. Can I help you?
Yes.
He was apparently reading something off of a pad while waiting for you.
Apparently, you've been asking what people want on the ship. And I was a little bit miffed because you haven't asked me. And I want to make sure that I'm reading surface thoughts while I'm talking with this guy.
He seems surprised. So like, oh, it must have slipped my mind, Mr. Tran. I am very sorry about it. I have been going through the crew one at a time, and it appears I have forgotten to include you. My deep, sincere apologies. He, as you are reading his mind, he does seem to be much sincere about it. Then I must ask, what is it that you want? Or more precisely, what do you want?
Nothing. The Corps provides everything I need. What do you want, sir?
Just to make it home alive.
Hmm.
It is the only thing I have wanted for a few weeks now. Or months. The time gets blurry when you're stuck in space for as long as I did.
And who do you work for again?
Interplanetary expeditions. Was the were the people who arranged for the expedition? Yes.
And are they aware that you go around asking people what do they want?
Oh,
Seems very strange.
That is a personal thing I am asking. It's a gesture of wanting to repay the service of saving me.
But why?
When would you not be eager to show appreciation for someone saving your life, Mr. Duran?
Yes, but people very rarely. It's just strange. You can say that I'm a research of human thought, that I tend to try to see basically how the brain works, and yours seems very strange.
Indeed, sir. How so, Mr. Tran? Yes, it is indeed strange. Normally a person slips in his thoughts, revealing a thing or two every now and then that he's just occasionally thinking about. But in his case, he's single-mindedly focused on what he is talking about. There is no distraction in his thought at all.
Okay, question. if you know, I mean, I want to try to do this as
Subtly?
like subtly, like stealthily, like, you know, like we're having like general conversation, but I want to probe the fuck out of this dude's mind.
Want your cake and eat it too.
like, you know, exactly, like, you know, across the glove, be like, all right, what are you hiding?
Trust me, my
The
license
point
name so professional.
The point is that if the surface scan is completely undetectable by non-psionic, however,
Yep.
the deep scan is does cause the subjects to notice it. It is impossible to not notice being deep scanned.
I do go back to what I'm saying. You know what? There is something I want.
What
Oh,
is it,
boy.
Mr. Tran?
I want something only you can do. I want a truth only you can tell.
If I am at all able to assist, I will. It is the least I can do.
Who do you really work for in the deepest deeps of your heart and soul? Who do you call your superior?
Well, I suppose the IPX is a front company after all. I work for Earth Weapons Research Division. Since you are what you are, I trust you are able to keep the secret.
Of course.
Is there anything else I can help you with, Mr. Dran?
No. That's it. But I would like to warn you that mundane as they may be, I've gotten somewhat attached to the people on this ship. If anything were to happen to them negatively, I would probably chase you to the far reaches of this galaxy, known and unknown, and melt your brain out of your ears.
Duly noted, Mr. Dran.